Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to really be diving into a lot of energetic dynamics that I've been feeling coming up recently, and I know that many of you have been feeling these dynamics surfacing as well. So you might hear me writing or just pausing in the middle of the reading at certain points to jot something down in my journal. And this is because I've noticed that sometimes the exercise of writing certain things down physically can help to kind of connect the dots, so to speak. So maybe that in itself is a message for someone. Maybe you've been using writing, I'm hearing automatic writing, to channel something creatively, to maybe journal into, I'm hearing shadow work. Maybe you've been doing shadow work through writing, or just using writing as some kind of exercise. I mean, we are all familiar with, through research, how writing helps us to tap into our own subconscious. That sort of stream of consciousness. Writing can make us aware of things internally that we may not have been consciously aware of before. But what we may not know, because it may not be as well researched, but when we tap into our own subconscious, we are also tapping into the web of collective consciousness, because really we are all connected spiritually and energetically through the quantum realm. So it follows that automatic writing can also be a way for us to really tap into the collective and to pick up on trends and things that could be happening at this quantum kind of collective level. So I really don't know why I got the name Anna, by the way. I will let you know if I get random names through this reading or anything like that. But I don't know. Well, I heard the letters A, N, and A in the reverse are the same. So maybe there's some message about doing something in the reverse is the same as doing it forward. I have no idea how that's going to connect. I feel like that might be a little nugget of information that could be relevant later on in this reading. Okay, so yeah, automatic writing. I don't know why we are talking about this here, but maybe this is relevant for you. Maybe this is a tool that you've been using recently, or this could be some kind of tool that might be beneficial for you to explore. Now, the very first thing that came up, and this actually has been going on for a while, and it's about left side energy and how many of you listening to these readings may be experiencing strange sensations on specifically the left side of your body. Now, I want to approach this topic delicately because I have to preface by saying I am not a medical professional. I can't diagnose anything physically. Always, I must say, go to a doctor if you are experiencing anything physical. But of course, with that aside, I feel there's something going on that is very spiritual, very energetic in nature on the left side. And what I'm getting is, again, you may have noticed strange sensations, even moments of tension or pain. This could even show up as, for example, left eye twitching, pressure in the head, again, like tingles, pain sensations. And of course, I'm not a doctor. Always explore medical causes first. This is for those of you who know this is not medically related. So what could be going on here is something with your left side energetic field. And I'm bringing through this information, even though it might just be for a small group of people, because I feel like it's something I've not really heard talked about a whole lot recently. I'm sure there are people out there talking about it, but it's not come across my feed recently. And yet I have read some of your comments that some of you have experienced this. I've seen this actually within myself as well, and it's something that I'm picking up collectively. So I want to speak on it. And so when we look into what the left side of the body represents spiritually, there are many different things that could be going on here for you. Again, aside from medical causes, if you've already ruled that out. And so one thing is, well, the most obvious, which is the left side of your body is more about what you are receiving, whereas the right side is more of what you are giving. And I'm hearing when the giving and receiving is imbalanced, it can physically throw you out of alignment. So maybe for some reason, I'm seeing someone like having issues with one knee or one leg or foot or like limping or something like that. And again, I am not speaking to medical causes here, but it's almost like this lopsided feeling like more energy is going into giving than energy is being received. And it's creating this effect of imbalance energetically that it's very possible you could be manifesting physically as well. So what I'm getting though is this is much bigger than the way you're giving or receiving with a specific person. I don't really feel it's necessarily about that in this case, although of course, that's always something to be aware of in our connections. Like with a certain person, are we giving more than we are receiving? But in this particular instance, I feel like this is much bigger. I feel like it's broader. It feels like it's actually related to the way you're giving or sharing yourself and what's coming back to you through that outlet or that medium or what you're getting back out of it. So for some of you, and I'm hearing play with this a little bit, like do some trial and error, meaning let yourself kind of practice, okay, if I stop giving in this way that may be leaving me a little unbalanced, do I start to feel myself coming into balance? I mean, that would be a clear sign that this has been creating some energetic imbalance. If you simply give something a trial run, I'm hearing just try it out for a few days. Try to let go of or distance yourself from something in your life that you suspect may be leaving you a little unbalanced and see if you feel better. See if you feel more clear, because what I'm getting is you will when you land on this particular thing that is leaving you unbalanced. For some reason, I'm seeing something about skin issues or acne. So you could even be getting acne particularly or skin issues on the left side. Again, these are all just very isolated examples. I'm not a doctor. I have to reiterate that. But what I'm getting is you may be opening up yourself or sharing yourself through some outlet, through some platform in some way where you are giving so much love, so much vulnerability, so much openness, and what you are receiving is not leaving you in balance. So this will be so unique to you and your circumstances. And of course, this reading will not be for everyone. But if this has been connecting so far, something has most likely already been surfacing in your mind, because to be honest, you've already been aware of this. You don't need me to tell you this. This may just be a sign of confirmation, because I feel you've already had this awareness and maybe you've been resisting it. And here's what I'm getting. This is a big message. You may be resisting this awareness of what's causing this imbalance because it didn't cause imbalance in the past. So this is getting very kind of quantum here, but I know some of you really enjoy the more quantum readings, and that's where it's taking us. So I'm just going to go there. But what's happened here is that you've shifted. You've become lighter. You've become different, energetically speaking, and your energy has become finer. I'm hearing more crystal clear, more open, more high vibrational, more powerful, by the way, as well. But what this means is you have to be more selective about where you give your energy, because your energy holds a kind of potency that it didn't hold in the past. And I'm hearing that works both ways in what you're giving and what you're receiving. You are really becoming this crystal clear channel of energy is what I'm getting, or you've already become that. And what that means is you have this ability to channel out information, creativity, insight that is crystal clear at this time. Not everyone has the ability to do this. In fact, 99.9% of people, I would say, do not have the ability to channel so clearly in this way. But with this gift comes a huge responsibility, and the responsibility is towards yourself, towards your self-care, towards nurturing yourself. Consciously, at that conscious level, you may be feeling confused because you may be wondering, well, I was able to have this group of people in my life, or I was able to share information through this social media platform, or I was able to create in this specific way in the past. But now I'm sensing that somehow creating in this way or sharing myself in this way is actually creating an imbalance that I'm even feeling physically. And you may be kind of questioning that, like, how is it possible something that didn't affect me in the past is affecting me now? But what I'm getting is it's because you've changed, because you've become more open energetically. You've cleared the thing about, and this is something I don't think I've ever received as a download before this moment in this reading, but I feel like this is going to make a lot of sense to some of you. Okay, so we talk a lot about energetic blockages, right? About chakra blockages, things of that nature that can close us off energetically. So let's say you have a heart chakra blockage, and we all know that heart chakra blockage, we talk about this a lot, you hear about this a lot, it would prevent you from being able to fully receive and feel love, and also to fully give love. Or if you have a third eye chakra blockage, it would prevent you from fully hearing and processing your own intuition, but also being able to send out this powerful psychic signal telepathically that affects others. It goes both ways. And we all kind of know that whenever there's a blockage, it affects what we're able to give and what we're able to receive. But what about when we're talking about negative energy that we're receiving? What about when someone is sending you what we sometimes refer to as a psychic attack, which holds a lot of negative connotation? I don't love that term, but you know what I'm talking about here. It's when someone projects onto you their jealousy, their insecurity, their negative energy, and you sense that psychically. Well, those blockages within you that, yes, held you back from your highest potential, that, yes, kept you from being in flow, they did have those negative consequences for you, but they were also kind of like a shield. So almost like a wall that could deflect. And this is what I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about, that when you clear blockages within yourself energetically, you become more open to receiving energy from other people, both positive and what we might label as negative. Now, this is nothing to be afraid of. This isn't something to generate a fear response of any kind, because of course you are incredibly powerful. It's just something to be aware of. It's why they say that the higher you raise your vibration, the more selective you have to be about who gets to access you. Many of us are familiar with that kind of cliche saying in one form or another. But what we often don't talk about is that the reason for this, in part, is because when you do raise your vibration through clearing those energetic blockages, some of those blockages were kind of also doubling as a shield. And so now that you don't have the blockage, you don't have the same kind of shield of deflection for the negative energy. So that is why it is required for you to have stronger boundaries and to be really, really aware of how groups and environments and people and things and media makes you feel. Be aware of how it makes you feel, because that is everything. That is you interpreting the energy you're receiving from it. And love yourself enough to set those self-supportive boundaries, even if they're new, even if they are boundaries you did not need in the past, because again, you have changed, and therefore So have your energetic needs. But of course, on the amazing side of this equation, on the positive side, what this means is you have more power than you've ever had in the past. Your energy is felt because it is unblocked, because you don't have those blockages that sometimes also double as shields, because you have the ability to feel everything in your heart on such a deep level because you don't have those heart chakra blockages anymore. Yes, a downside of that is you're able to feel the shadow, you're able to feel the pain. And yes, it does affect you to a greater degree. You're not going crazy for feeling that way. It's your energetic system. You've been upgraded. You are more clear. You are more open. And yes, feeling that deeply at times can feel like a curse. At times you might wish that you were feeling less, but know that this also means you have the ability to transmit love through your heart chakra in a way that most people cannot do. You do it so naturally. That was another message coming through. It's that you embody so naturally what other people put on or try to put on artificially. But to kind of close out this particular thought, because I am going to pull some cards. I know we're almost 17 minutes in and I still haven't pulled a card, but we are going to channel more into what could be going on in your energy right now. This was just something I really wanted to address, but to bring this full circle, I challenge you. Now, challenge may not be the best word. I don't mean this to be a difficult thing, but I invite you to take that leap again, even just for a few days. And if there's something in your life that's been coming up as we've been reading this way, if you've been affected again, especially on that left side by something lately, I invite you to challenge yourself to just go a few days, even just 3 days without this thing, or to distance yourself from it for just a few days and to really become aware, because of course you're aware, you're very energetically sensitive. You know how things make you feel. You notice the smallest little adjustments in your energy. So I guarantee if this was something that was blocking you, well, I should say, causing you to pick up on some kind of negative energy that again was not yours, but was being felt so deeply because you have such an open energetic system. And if that thing was the cause, you will know, because I am telling you, probably within minutes of even making the decision to go a few days without this, you will feel like you're breathing deeper. You'll feel like this lightness. You'll feel this confidence. You'll feel this sigh of relief is the best way I can describe it. But again, go a few days and you'll start to notice even the physical or the literal effects of having distanced yourself from this particular thing. And again, it could be a person, it could be a group of people, it could be an environment, it could be so many different things. A platform maybe that you've been sharing on with people that are just projecting onto you or aren't receiving you in the way that you not only deserve to be received, but it's like your energy requires a certain kind of reception at this point, again, because of how open you've become. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some of the cards here and let's see what comes up in the energy. Yeah, I actually get right at the bottom of the deck. I haven't even really reshuffled this deck, but I just noticed at the bottom of the deck we have, and I'm hearing hidden victory. So when you do detox from this particular thing that has been, and what I keep getting, I know I keep saying this, but this has to be emphasized. This is not you. This is not your energy. And yes, sometimes we have shadow work to do. Sometimes there are things that are ours. But what I'm getting is if you sometimes, especially recently, if you suddenly feel this really low vibrational energy, this heaviness, this darkness, this what isn't, it's not typical to your energy. It's not usual for you. If you feel this after you interact with a person or a group or an environment, or you open a platform that maybe isn't fully aligned for you, or go down a pathway, whatever this is, your guides want you to know this is not you. Because I'm almost getting this feeling of going haywire internally, like, why am I feeling this way? Where is this negative energy coming from? I thought I was more healed than this. I thought I was more advanced than this. You are. It's that you've become so advanced. You've become so energetically open that you are very susceptible to other people's stuff. That's the best way I can put it. And I feel that there are certain people who have been, I don't want to say like abusing their privilege of connecting with you, but that is almost how it feels. Like they're getting something out of it, but then giving something back that's kind of icky or negative or has this weird vibrational energy to it that you're feeling, that you're picking up on. So again, just go a few days, give yourself a little detox from whatever this is. And I guarantee if this was what was affecting you, you're going to feel like, I just keep getting something about your breathing. Like you're going to start feeling like you're breathing more deeply. That might be one of the first things that you noticed when you begin to go through this kind of detoxification that I'm talking about here. But what I'm getting as well, and with the bottom of the deck card, that hidden victory, that 6 of Wands, if you've had the sense that like there's just something blocking you from getting to that next level, or you almost just feel self-sabotage when it comes to something you're trying to achieve financially, in business, or in work, I just have the feeling that what you've been sabotaged by isn't really self-sabotage as much as you've been diluting your energy or your time or your focus in some way by giving to certain people, groups, environments, things, or platforms that are projecting negativity back onto you, are diluting your energy, artificially lowering your vibration. And it's like preventing you from having the kind of success that you are meant to be having right now and that you will have once you release this blockage, which again, I really feel is like a refocusing of your energy. I keep hearing revoking access, like you are revoking access of you. And maybe someone just needs that reminder that not everyone and everything deserves your access just because they want it or they desire it. Because another thing I get as well is there are almost people searching for you or for your energy on timelines that you've already grown out of. And you're very intuitive, so you're picking up on this. And at times this can feel tempting, like, wait, maybe I should reactivate that old timeline or reach out to that person or reconnect with that part of myself. And it's like this artificial urge that can almost feel like intuition, but it feels very chaotic. It feels very draining. It disrupts your peace. It disrupts your flow. And that's how you can know that it's not really coming from your intuition, that what you're actually picking up on are these individuals on some kind of timeline that you've already outgrown, you've already shifted out of, trying to get you to kind of dive back into that timeline with them or reactivate some wounded aspect of yourself that you've already healed, by the way, so that they can feel more connected to you without needing to do the work to raise their vibration to your level. So allow yourself to disconnect and receive the hidden victory that you deserve here, the success that you've been sensing, that you've been feeling, which, by the way, will be one of the byproducts. If you do create this space or this distance or let go of this thing, it almost feels like you're sacrificing this part of yourself or your past or some kind of connection that it's almost something that provided some sort of artificial boost or some sort of artificial lift in your energy, maybe momentarily, but it was so disruptive to your peace. It would pull you off your center. It would create a lot of chaos in your field and in your life. And it's almost like this is what needs to be sacrificed in order for you to receive this next level, to reach this next level of success or abundance. And I feel you're going to notice it almost immediately that when you sacrifice this part of yourself, when you let this thing go or just give it some space, you're immediately also going to start noticing positive momentum building in this direction that is more aligned for you, where that success is then unlocked or that new abundance level is then unlocked. So I feel like there is this natural refocusing of your energy that, again, takes place just effortlessly, naturally, once you disconnect or revoke access from this particular thing, space, group, dynamic, part of yourself, whatever it is that, again, may have provided some kind of temporary in the moment feeling of like a high or something, like emotionally, but really was disruptive to your peace in the process. That's what I'm getting so strongly here. Yeah, I get the sense of people who are feeling unstable within themselves, trying to pull you into their instability or into their chaos. And I feel like that plays some kind of role in all of this. And part of this is happening because with the Judgment card, these individuals are actually going through this kind of wake-up call of their own, this sort of, I'm hearing a call to action, this call to action of their own. Interesting. Well, we'll channel more into that in a second, but I am going to take a quick sip of my coffee here. Let me know if you have any coffee, tea, anything like that. I said this in the last video, but I really enjoy the idea of treating these readings sort of like we're just sitting down, having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and just chatting about life, about what's going on with you spiritually right now. I really just enjoy kind of immersing in that whole vibe. So I'm going to shuffle the cards here and let's kind of try to get away from this dynamic. I feel I've channeled everything I need to say there, but I really want to know who or what is connected to your energy right now. I keep getting the sense of someone seeking you, someone looking for you spiritually or literally. This person looking for you with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Okay, this is someone who is seeing you, first of all, as the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is how they are seeing you and seeing someone else as the Queen of Cups reversed. So the feeling I get is someone who really admires you, sees you as their ultimate everything, their ultimate goal. And yet I'm picking up on a sense of rejection from your end. Like maybe you feel as though this person is rejecting you or ignoring you or doesn't feel the connection. And this is really confusing to you because I keep hearing that you felt a really strong vibe or a really strong connection with this person. And you're wondering, am I just crazy for thinking that? And the answer here is no, you're not. They do see you as this Ten of Pentacles. I'm hearing something specific about how there's something with their eyes, whether you could just see in their eyes that they were really into you or just saw you as this, again, like everything they've ever wanted kind of person. Or maybe the eyes is about how they just would keep looking at you, or there was something in the way they would look at you that indicated to you that they were feeling this. And yet now I'm getting this feeling like you're feeling some sense of rejection because this person is delaying or hesitating taking action on these feelings. And it's because they are in this Two of Swords energy. They're in this deep internal conflict. I feel like you represent the unknown to this person, and yet something that really could be everything they've ever desired. Whereas this Queen of Cups reverse represents, I'm hearing the predictably, I don't want to just say predictably bad because that sounds so overly simplistic. Those were the words coming up here though. But predictably, there are patterns here with this other energy that continue to repeat themselves, that are very familiar, but also not really what this person desires. And it's like they met or connected with you. Yes, I mean, if you desire this to progress, there could be an opportunity for that. We'll get into that potentially. But I feel really more so you are showing this person what's possible for them. Like on a spiritual level, even if you don't really desire this connection with them to progress, you met them, or rather they had the opportunity to meet you because they've been stuck in this dynamic with this Queen of Cups reversed, and you came in to show them, wow, there's more out there to explore. There's more potential out there for me. I feel like this connection they've been in has really run its course, and they kind of have known that on some level. They already knew that, but I feel like the reason they're hesitating towards you, it's not because they don't see you as this 10 of Pentacles. It's because this seems to be someone with a very strong moral code. I'm hearing they're a very good, like morally driven kind of person. They're someone who is driven by an internal compass, and their internal compass will not allow them to move forward with you without wrapping up this cycle with the Queen of Cups reversed. But again, there's almost this frustration within them and they are conflicted, because I feel like this is someone who would never step outside of this connection or this obligation. They seem to be very trustworthy, is what I'm getting from their energy, which is a beautiful quality. But I feel like in the process, they may be leaving you feeling like they are rejecting you or ignoring this connection, when really it's almost like they're trying to meet some kind of obligation or responsibility here with this person coming up as the Queen of Cups reversed, before they feel clear to move forward with you. So I know this was a bit of a random dynamic to be channeling at the end of the reading, but I will be using this as a starting point in the extended reading, and then really just going from there. So if you are interested in tuning in for the extended reading, yes, we're going to start here, but just like we did with this reading, I'm going to leave things open-ended. We're just going to keep going deeper into what's happening right now in the collective. So if you do want to join me in the extended, I will leave a link to listen in the pinned comment and also in the description box, which will be underneath this video. And you can listen either here on YouTube memberships or you can listen on Patreon if you already are a Patreon member. So whichever place you feel most comfortable listening, both of those links will be below. But I'm going to close out this first reading here for now. I really hope this reached whoever needed to hear it. I know parts of this reading were so specific, especially for a collective reading. But if my energy does resonate for you on some level, I invite you to subscribe. I would love to have you here on the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, and leave me a comment if anything did connect, if there's anything you'd like to share with our community here. But otherwise, I am wishing you a beautiful remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.